In a small city, there is a young man named John. John had always been an average student throughout his school years. He was never particularly ambitious and always had an excuse for everything. As he grew older, John realized that he was not content with the life he was living. He wanted more out of life but did not know where to start. However, he was too scared to take the first step, thinking he wasn't good enough. One day, John met an old friend from college who had started his own successful business. Despite coming from a similar background, John's friend had achieved so much more than he had. Seeing his friend's success, John realized that he had wasted a lot of his time and potential by not taking the initiative to better himself. He decided to take responsibility for what he wanted in life and took the first step by starting to read self-help books. Through reading, John came across a quote that changed his perspective on life. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The quote resonated with John, and he realized that it was never too late to start working towards something. He knew that he had the potential to live a better life, and the only thing holding him back was his mindset. John began working on himself daily, setting small, achievable goals and working tirelessly towards them. He started monitoring his actions and became conscious of his habits. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months, and gradually John began to notice the change in his mindset. He started building self-confidence and realized that he was capable of more than he ever thought. John saw himself grow as a person, and his work improved. His colleagues took notice of his efforts, and he began receiving promotions at work. John couldn't believe that he had achieved so much in such a short time. His life had turned around, and he was grateful for taking the initiative to start working on himself. However, John knew that he couldn't stop there. He continued working on improving himself and took further steps to grow. One day, John received news that his old friend from college had passed away due to a sudden illness. John was heartbroken and wished that he had kept in touch with his friend more often. At his friend's funeral, John was surprised to see how many people's lives he had touched. His friend had left behind a legacy, and it was clear to everyone that he had lived his life to the fullest. John realized that the time he had spent before fixing himself could never come back, but he could still use his time wisely and start working towards his dreams now. He realized that life was too precious to procrastinate and that there was always a chance to make a difference if we only had the courage to try. From that day on, John started taking every opportunity that came his way, no matter how small it may have seemed. John began living his life with intention, knowing that everything he did was a step towards his goals. He continued learning and growing, taking action every day to reach his full potential. Years passed, and John became successful in his own right. He had transformed into a confident and ambitious man who would not settle for anything less than his potential. John's life had completely changed from what it was before. He was grateful for his journey and knew that he had only one person to thank for his success: himself. The moral of John's story is that it's never too late to start working on yourself to achieve success. No matter how old you are or how many setbacks you may have encountered, there is always a chance to turn things around. Success is not an overnight process, and it requires consistent work and effort. However, with the right mindset and a willingness to improve, success is achievable. The best part is that the person you become in the process is worth the effort. The journey of self-improvement is often more valuable than the destination because it transforms you into a person who is capable of more than you ever thought possible. So don't wait for tomorrow or for someone else to push you into action. Start now, take the initiative, and begin your journey towards success. In order to see me again, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy it.